Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Amy. Excited to be here today. As Amy said, my name is Kevin McNulty. I'm a Director of Product Marketing at Talkdesk, and I work on the core platform as well as some of our key integration partners. And one of those partners is Salesforce, and we're lucky today to have Matt Crane with us. He's a Senior Director of Product Management at Salesforce. And I believe you're working on some of the digital channels, workforce management, and Service Cloud Voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Excellent. So some exciting products that Salesforce is bringing to market. We work very closely with Salesforce. We have a number of important connectors with them. So there's Talkdesk for Salesforce, which is our CTI integration. There's our Slack connector, as well as Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice. And that's what we're here to talk about today, how Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice can help your business create great customer experiences. Our agenda is pretty straightforward. We're going to give you a quick overview of what Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice is, what it is, and how it can help your business. Then we're going to get into a little case study around Gibson Guitars and why they chose Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice to power their contact center. And then we'll conclude with a few we'll wrap up with a few concluding comments. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Matt, so you can kick us off, and look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin.
Sure.
Thank you all for having me today. It's great to get back out and see customers again. I don't know how many of you are from the New York City area. Anybody from outside? Obviously, there's some folks from Texas, but anybody else? All right, a few. I would like to say that I had no travel issues on the way in. So let's start it off with that. So I think 88% of this stat here, I would have loved to say, is 88% of you all will experience some sort of travel issue, or you've already experienced one in the past year. I think it's probably true to say. Maybe that number is a little too low. Like all these stats here, I think, are really interesting. They came from our State of Connected Customer Survey. Hopefully you have a chance to take a look at that. It's fairly innovative and interesting to see, especially the numbers have gone up by double digits over the last couple years. So, really customers are expecting, a better experience, out of you all, out of us as well too, right? So we're not immune to that expectation as well. The one thing I did actually have a stat that was kind of interesting. I threw in late, so obviously it didn't come in here, but the last one was about 76% instead of 62. I was going to throw that in. 76% of people expect that you have the capabilities to deliver this higher level of service today. So, that's a big number. I mean, we're almost getting, again, 75% higher than that to say, hey, you can deliver this level of expectation that we're seeing and seeing in the marketplace. The future of work is being reshaped. I was at the SWPP conference. If you're not familiar with that, Society of Workforce Planning Professionals, like the Super Bowl of people that plan for contact centers down in Nashville, Tennessee, where you'd expect to have a conference like that. But that and apparently a bridal shower. So that's what they do there in Nashville. It was also going along at the same time we were there. But I think this is an interesting number. The 36 million Americans will be working remotely by 2025. Everybody at that conference said that they will have a hybrid or are doing a hybrid model, and they are not going to go back to 100% one way or the other. So hopefully you all agree with that stat. If not, I should tell the SWPP folks that that is not the case, but they sort of seem to be the experts in the industry. Flexibility is important. I mean, 10% is kind of the minimum standard raise. So if you are like me and did not achieve this number, so for this year we would all expect even more level of flexibility, but kind of that's the bar. I mean, people really are expecting a flexible working environment going forward. Obviously, a different demographic mix. We have millennials entering the workforce. We have people like our parents who were working maybe part-time or full-time and now transitioning out. And then this whole gig economy, right? We've seen this with like an Uber, Lyft, but we've also seen this in some contact centers. They're allowing sort of gig-type work or being able to pick up shifts. And I think this is a really powerful thing. I was surprised the number of people that I've engaged with over the years. I'm from Cincinnati. And the number of people that are just working kind of gig-type jobs like this to fill in. I am an insurance agent. I've got lots of holes in my schedule, and I'm filling in as a Lyft driver. I could fill in as a contact center agent as well, too. It's really challenging, though, to deliver this, sort of expected level of work. an expected level of customer service with the systems we have in place today. This is not like, unfortunately, Salesforce or Talkdesk can't really wave the magic wand and make all this stuff go away, which we'd love it if we could. We could charge a lot more for our services than we do. But nevertheless, we're going to live with this kind of environment. So how can we shrink this list down? How can we eliminate some manual processes or use AI and automation to eliminate some of these things? So these siloed teams, we can use some channels like Slack. We can use others to kind of bring people together. Manual processes, I've heard some really cool examples of people that using AI and RPA, robotic process automation, to take care of manual processes. So they look at a government form on a website that there is no integration to, and they've actually been able to read the form and fill the form in, all with that type of solution. So we can bring some of that together with our Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice. This is really the vision behind this product, to be able to bring a lot of this into a single solution and console. So bring the very tight integration with telephony as well as the digital channels. Bring a lot of the embedded Talkdesk call notes. Take advantage of agent after call work with note taking and really shrink that down. Maybe even completely eliminate it, right? So now we're going to record the call. These guys are transcribing the call in real time for you. There's also post-call transcription, so you want an even higher level of accuracy. You could take advantage of AI and Einstein Next Best Action to take advantage of real-time kind of next steps and actions to take during the call, embedding all that within a single pane of glass. Love the fact that we can embed now the Talkdesk inside of our omni-channel solution, accept calls, cancel calls, transfer calls, etc. Cancel calls, that would be bad, right? So transfer calls, hang up calls, move on, all within omni-channel. So taking advantage, for any of you that are Salesforce customers, hopefully you're taking advantage of some of these capabilities today, and especially as your Talkdesk customers as well. So you're taking advantage of some of these awesome capabilities that we have available for you today, especially in the case of Salesforce, the Lightning Flow product. I apologize up front. We named everything Lightning or Einstein. So if it gets a little blurry, I apologize. It's not my doing, but nevertheless, it's out there. Hopefully you're taking advantage of it to be able to do a lot of process automation with that, as well as utilize some of the Einstein capabilities that are on the platform, as well as taking advantage of the Talkdesk Studio and live analytics. We really have an awesome partnership. We love being part of this partnership and part of this particular conference. I wish I could do all of the shows throughout the year, but nevertheless, I'll turn it over to some of my colleagues for more. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Kevin.
Thanks, Matt. Really appreciate it. So, what's behind the curtain is the Talkdesk Global Communications Network. That's really what's making this Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice. And with the Talkdesk GCN, the public switch telephone network is woven into one global super telecom network. What that means is that you can run a global singular contact center without having to replicate your infrastructure in each individual location. So there are 8 distributed points of presence around the world to ensure global low latency. So that means your customers are getting the best call quality. And that results in this 4.25 worldwide average MOS score. And if you aren't familiar with MOS, that's a subjective measurement to judge call quality, where 1 being the lowest quality, 5 being the highest. There's instant provisioning of phone numbers in more than 160 countries, so you can get up and going wherever you want to be located, wherever it makes sense for your contact center. So this high availability, this worldwide global redundancy really makes the network incredibly robust and reliable, so that you can count on the type of telephony that you need to manage your customers, service them appropriately. So with that, let's talk a little bit about Gibson Guitar. So you've heard a little bit about Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice. I think you got an understanding of what it is. So let's look at why Gibson Guitar made the choice of Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice and why they're using it to power their contact center. So like a lot of organizations during the pandemic, Gibson Guitar was experiencing a big spike in call volume. And this was due to a couple things. One being a tsunami of new guitar players. I don't think anyone's been on a Zoom call lately that probably hasn't seen a guitar hanging on the wall, but it seems to be a new fashion statement. But they're also dealing with some supply chain issues. So if you are a musician and you are playing guitar, there's been quite a few issues in terms of either getting strings or amps, other issues that are just pivotal to play the guitar. They were struggling with these two problems. it was making them very, it was difficult for them to respond in a timely manner to all their customers. So they were starting to put some of their key relationships at stake. So that what they wanted to do was invest in their CX system. They wanted to provide better customer experiences. And the first thing they did is they invested in Salesforce. They made a big investment in Salesforce. They really wanted to get a handle on their customer data so they can know what was happening in their contact center. And they also had some other key objectives that they wanted for their contact center as they were going through this transition. They wanted to unify the agent experience. They wanted to automate case management. They want to easily build customer journeys. They want to do that with what we say clicks, not codes. They didn't want to have to really bring in their IT department to have to build just a basic flow. And of course, they really want to make it simple to use, simple to set up, simple to deploy, and easy to train on. I mean, who doesn't want that? But these were their key objectives as they were looking to expand their contact center or improve their contact center. And honestly, it was a pretty easy decision to go with Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice. It really checked all their boxes. So Gibson Guitar had been using Talkdesk since 2020 to manage their voice calls, so they were already a Talkdesk customer. And now they made this big investment in Salesforce. And they know that there's a great partnership between our two organizations, and that by integrating the two systems, they're going to get a lot more value out of their original investments. So it wasn't just trying to maximize the investment in Salesforce or maximize the investment in Talkdesk. You can maximize the investment in both by integrating the two systems with Talkdesk through Service Cloud Voice. So what you had, apologies if I'm speaking fast, I'm an East Coast person, so I tend to do that. But at the end of the day, what they were able to do is their agents were able to manage all their calls in the Salesforce UI. So coming through the Talkdesk Global Communications Network and manage those directly in the Salesforce UI. They were able to take advantage of that Salesforce omni-channel and Salesforce case management. So they're able to get that proactive case management that they're really looking for. And then they were able to continue to take advantage of Talkdesk Studio, or our orchestration, or IVR builder. So all those flows that they'd already built in Talkdesk, they didn't have to get rid of them. They could still use those. Those were pertinent. Those were valuable. It didn't take more time to redo work that was already done. They could leverage those directly in Talkdesk. And they got all that historical data that they've been collecting in Talkdesk. So all that performance data wasn't gone to waste. They could still use that. They could use that. They could start to augment that with data from Salesforce and build a much richer set of both customer analytics and what their agents were doing. So it really was a win-win situation for them to bring these two systems together. So it's a great choice for them. And I love this quote. I think this really sums it up pretty easily, pretty succinctly. But it's that seamless integration and having everything on one screen. As I said, it's simple to set up and easy to use. So Gibson Guitar was really excited about this. About us coming together through Service Cloud Voice and providing this holistic solution for them. We've just started implementing, and we're really excited to start to see what type of ROI they get on this investment. And we really hope maybe the next time you guys are here, we're going to have some really great, we can continue to tell the story with some more data that will be really impactful. Okay, so I want to wrap up with a few concluding thoughts here, and please jump in, Matt, if anything you want to add here. But when we talk about Talkdesk for Service Cloud Voice, let's talk about a few of the advantages it does bring to your organization. First and foremost, it's going to boost agent productivity. We're all looking for this today. We know that the economic environment is maybe a little unsettled, so trying to get both from a labor shortage perspective and then trying to tighten budgets, getting more out of your agents is critical and it's key. So by unifying the agent experience, it's just going to be a lot less switching between different applications. You're going to be able to personalize those all your interactions. You get a 360-degree view of your customer with both the Salesforce data and Talkdesk data. And then as we've talked about a lot today, you're going to be able to automate those repetitive tasks and those low-value interactions as well. Exactly what we're talking about. Where's my truck? Where's my, how do I open my checking account? Things that happen a lot, consistent interactions, but don't really require an agent maybe to handle, or they're not very complex. You're also going to be able to rapidly scale operations. So I mentioned before the ability to instantly provision members anywhere around the globe, and as you're expanding maybe globally, you want to make sure that the telephony quality is great wherever you are. That's going to be key here. You're also going to be able to build apps for every different employee in the contact center. So Salesforce is known for this, how easy it is to build on them, and how you can build off that entire platform. You You can easily do that with Talkdesk as well. So, we do have our low-code platform, so things that you want to build in terms of reports, flows, really simple to do. Doesn't require to bring in that IT expert. And again, with the labor shortage and trying to get IT talent is always difficult. So the more you can do without bringing in that type of domain expertise is going to be very valuable to your business. Then, of course, you're going to be able to automate those key workflows. So Matt's mentioned lightning flows. Those are huge. You can start to connect different departments together, so you can start to really automate your workflows across your entire customer experience, departments, systems, teams, not just have it stuck in your contact center. You can also take advantage of Talkdesk Studio's rich library of plug-and-play flows. So if you have some basic call interactions, those are already built in Talkdesk Studio. It's easy just to transfer that into your organization and get that up and running right away. Also be able to simplify complex processes that span departments. That's really critical. When we talk about workflows, like I mentioned, they really don't just start and end in the contact center. It flows into another department, it flows into marketing, it flows into your business development representatives, into sales. All these departments are connected together. So building flows that connect across all of those really saves a lot of time. And then maybe what's most important is you're going to be able to make data-driven decisions. So you can easily drill into customer data using Talkdesk or Service Cloud Voice. You can collect that contextual data across the entire customer journey. You're going to be able to collect metadata as well as data. And then you can be able to centralize all your KPIs on one screen, one dashboard. So you're not scrolling through spreadsheets or trying to create pivot tables. You're going to be able to look at a dashboard, spot trends, see patterns that maybe would be a little bit more difficult to see if you were trying to build it out in a CSV file. Okay, so I think that's a pretty quick and but maybe a good wrap up of what Talkdesk or Service Cloud Voice is. We're excited about this partnership with Salesforce. We're excited about the potential Talkdesk or Service Cloud Voice has for the contact center and for customer experience. Very much invite you to learn more about it. We have this QR code up here. If you do scan this will take you right to our listing on the Salesforce App Exchange. You start to see some videos, demos, how it works. Maybe you can see it in live and see some more, get some more information about how it might benefit your business.
Hopefully it goes without saying too that I know there's some Talkdesk account teams here. I'm sure they'd love to talk to you specifically about this. But also if you have any questions about Salesforce, find your account team, find me. Happy to answer questions about not only this product, but anything else that you might have today. I may or may not be able to answer questions. I've been here for almost 16 years, but that doesn't mean I know everything or everyone, but I at least can play matchmaker to make sure you get your questions answered. We really want you to leverage what you've already invested in our solutions together and take advantage of that. So reach out and let us help you out. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.